Good morning guys and welcome to day 4 of Bishop Thorpe's Holiday Club 2021. It's been a brilliant week so far. I'm certainly learning a lot. It's been great, lots of stuff every day coming out, and it's great to see what you guys have been sending in and feeding back towards us, so that's great stuff. Today's theme is about being a friend of all people, so not just us, everybody. We've got a great talk today coming from Andreen, loads of reading too. And some great crafts, great drama as always. Hopefully it'll be a great day, guys.
We made it out alive!
What was that smell?
I think it was potpourri. Refreshing.
I couldn't smell a thing thanks to my space helmet.
Oh, lucky.
Bo Peep wasn't in there, so we've wasted our time.
We haven't looked in the kitchen.
We can't go in there. What if the chef tries to cook me?
Why would the chef want to cook you?
Because what do dinosaurs have lots of?
Claws?
Teeth?
No! Meat, you lot.
Meat?
Yeah, dinosaurs have so much meat that you could feed this entire party. We can't put dinosaur on the menu. I don't want children to eat me.
Right, wait. Rex, they're not going to eat you or cook you.
Why not?
No one would want to eat you.
Why not?
Because it's made out of plastic.
Like Buzz is made out of wires and batteries.
Like Woody's an airhead.
And besides, you've got a friend in us. We're not going to let anyone cook you in the kitchen.
Really?
Really?
That sounds great. Just what a friend needs. Reassurance and encouragement from his best buds. Just one last question. How do we get through the kitchen door?
We use your head.
But I don't want us to use my head.
In the time when Israel was ruled by the judges, a man called Amalek lived in Bethlehem with his wife, Naomi, and their 2 sons. One year the harvest was so poor that Amalek could not get enough food for his family, so they decided to leave Israel until the famine was over and go to live in a nearby country of Moab. When they were there, Amalek died. By this time the 2 boys were old enough to look after Naomi, and when they were married to Moabite girls, they brought them home too. But not many years later both sons died. Poor Naomi was left in a foreign land without a husband or family. But her daughters-in-law Orpah and Ruth were good, kind girls and comforted Naomi as much as they could. Soon Naomi felt homesick for Bethlehem. She had heard that the food was plentiful there once again, so she packed all her belongings into bundles and the 3 of them set off for Bethlehem. When they came near the border with Israel, Naomi stopped. "You have been very good to me," she said to Orpah and Ruth, "but now it is time for you to go back to your own mothers." Both girls hugged and kissed Naomi. "We will come with you," they exclaimed. "No," Naomi insisted. "I can do nothing to help you or to make you happy, so go back." Orpah kissed Naomi again, then reluctantly started the way back they had come. She went slowly, turning often to wave, for she loved her mother-in-law. "Now, Ruth," Naomi said, "you must do the same as Orpah." "Please let me come with you," Ruth begged. "I will stay with you wherever you go. I will make your people my own, and take your God for my God. Nothing will make me part from you, except death." When Naomi saw that Ruth had set her heart on going with her, she said no more. She was happy and comforted to have Ruth's love and companionship just when she needed it the most.
Hello everyone, my name is Andreen and I'm a member of St Andrew's Church in Bishop Thorpe. I've been asked to talk to you about friends, particularly thinking about part of the story of Ruth and Naomi. When I looked up this story in my Bible book, it says this is a book about affection and friendship. If we're in a room together, I'd ask you, who has at least 1 or more friends? Because I'm on the screen talking to you, I'll have to answer my own questions. I do, and they're really important to me. They're important to me for lots of reasons. And if we think about it, we have friends for lots of different reasons, or we are friends for lots of reasons. As a Christian, I try very hard to live my life by God's teaching and by using Jesus as an example. That doesn't mean I achieve my aim, it just means I try every day to live the way that God would like me to. This especially includes with my friends, by being kind and considerate, loving and giving. We need our friends to be like this too. The story of Naomi and Ruth starts with Naomi having to leave her home and country, Israel, because of a famine there. She becomes a refugee with her husband and her 2 sons, and goes to live in the country of Moab. Refugee and famine are words we see in the papers and hear on TV. But here in Bishopthorpe it's hard to imagine, as we have so much. To leave our homes and our friends with nothing and not be sure what we'll find at the end of our journey is also really difficult to imagine. Naomi settles in Moab with her family and her sons, and they marry Moab women. But sadly, years later, all the men die and the women are left alone. This must have been a very difficult time for the women, as in those different times so long ago, women were completely dependent on their fathers and their husbands for everything. Eventually, Naomi has no option but to pack up and return to her family in Israel. Naomi, Ruth and Orpah were all to go together, but Naomi decides that the 2 young women should go back to their mothers rather than go with her. At first they don't want to, but eventually Orpah decides she will. However, Ruth won't leave Naomi, even though she asks her 3 times. She says a very famous line in the Bible: "Wherever you go, I will go. Wherever you live, I will live. Your people will be my people, and your God will be my God." Ruth was a very brave lady to go with Naomi, not knowing where she was going to end up. Everything would have been very different: the language, the food, maybe even the clothes, and she wouldn't know anyone but Naomi. She'd be leaving all her family and her friends behind her. Without her knowing, God was talking to her and leading her along the path he wanted her to follow. We'll all have some friends we've known for a very long time, especially if you're older like me, and you share a lot of memories with them, as Ruth would have done with her friends. Sometimes the memories are happy, sometimes they're sad. How we behave towards each other is what's important. We also have friends from different clubs or activities that we do. Some of you might go to an out-of-school activity, such as swimming, ballet or football, and you might be lucky enough to go with a friend. But it could be you go somewhere where you don't know anyone. Think about how you'd feel at those clubs if you were the one who didn't know anyone. As someone surrounded by your friends, if there were other children who are on their own, how would you act? What could you do to make them feel included and part of the group? If you're enjoying doing the same things, it's likely you'll have other things in common and you'll make friendships easily. It's much more fun being on a team with your friends than being in a team where people aren't very kind, don't want to know us, don't pass the ball, or even let us join in on the pitch. We have to work hard at being kind to people who aren't always nice to us, and sometimes we don't want to do it. But working together and getting to know people is really important. Being a good example to others isn't always easy, but it is what we see in this story. Even though that isn't the reason that Ruth does what she does it because she wants to do it. As people, we're not meant to be solitary on our own. Although it's okay to enjoy your own company and time on your own, most of us like to be with others. Whether it's to play together at playtime, eat lunch with our friends, or get together on the computer after school online and play games. How often have I heard, "See you at 4:30 online," as children leave the playground, having been together all day. We all enjoy spending time with our friends, people who are kind, thoughtful and fun to be with. Ruth going with Naomi is only the beginning of her story. God had great plans for her, and as you find out more about her new life that she makes for herself, think about the friends that she'll make along the way, and how by following God's way, these friends will be true friends who will love and support her throughout her life, worship and praising God in so many different ways. I hope you make these types of friends, as I have, and one day look back on them with happiness and love.
These prayers are called rocket prayers. God is so big. God is everywhere, all the time, with us always, even in far, far away places. So this is a chance for us to think about people and places that are far away from here. It might be that you've got friends or family who live far away, or there are situations that you know of that you really hope that God can help and change and make better. So for this activity you need a straw. We've got some paper straws here. You need a piece of paper, a pen and some tape. And we are going to turn our prayers into rockets. So take your piece of paper and write the thing you want to pray about on your piece of paper. The next thing you need to do is quite fiddly. You might need some help with it. You're going to wrap your piece of paper tightly around your straw. When you've done that, you'll need a bit of tape to hold it together. So take some bits of tape like this and tape up your piece of paper so it fits.
It will look like this.
Now, then we're going to talk to God and use our rockets to pray, and remember that even though these places and people live far away from us, God is with them and God is caring for them. And so take your straw, put your rocket on the end of it, and then after 3 give a big hard blow. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Hey, try again, James. A top tip, don't push your rocket too hard onto your straw. Hey! And those are rocket prayers.
Today we're going to do some baking. So with an adult, choose a recipe that you would like to bake. You can bake something for your friends or family, and send us your pictures.
Good afternoon guys, I've hoped you've learnt a lot today. I know I certainly have. It's been another hectic day of learning, listening to what people have to say. And we'd like to end as always with what we started the week with. Proverbs 17, that great saying, Rich, it says, a friend loves you all the time, a brother helps you in a time of need. It's amazing. And just remember, you've got plenty of brothers and sisters with learning how to be a friend of all people today. So go out and be a friend of all people, and have a great evening.